What is up, guys? Steve Conroy with Lugaway Junk Removal and Demolition. Happy Monday. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday. What is the next day? The next day is JunkCon. I know many people are going. Those of you that aren't, missing out on a big opportunity to network and meet with a bunch of like-minded individuals at JunkCon. They probably got tickets left. I'm not making any money off telling you this, but you should probably go. Anyways, in today's video, we are doing the JRA truck walk around, also known as the truck that I bought from Junk Removal Authority, also known as Junk Removal Truck Sales. So we're gonna start off talking about the chassis of this truck. This is an NPR HD, zoom in for those who can't read. NPR HD, same thing as the NRR that I have for the Switch and Go. The only difference is the weight rating. This is 14.5. The NRR with the Switch and Go is 19.5, payload wise, GVWR wise. So cool feature on this seat is the it has like its own suspension, which is pretty sick. Driving the other one is like driving a bucking Bronco. You hop right up in here. It's the same as any cab over. You got your storage space in the back, got your storage space up here. That's really it. There's nothing really to it inside here. The only thing we keep in here that is different than the Switch and Go is the winch remote. So we keep the winch remote right here. They have wireless ones. I don't think I got one when we picked this thing up or when we had it dropped off, because I had it driven here in the winter because we didn't have time to go pick it up. So you got your body up there. Next stop is the toolbox. So we got the iBox toolbox on this, which is obviously different from the 350 and my Switch and Go. 350's got that one there. Clearly no iBox here. Reason I didn't do that on the 350 was because it adds like 2 feet of space, and with the front of the truck it was just too long. The Switch and Go, when I grabbed that, it was like, made a phone call, do you have a truck? I need one, I'm gonna buy this, which is why I didn't go hook lift. So for this, I definitely wanted the option to have the iBox toolbox, because as you can see inside, when you open these bad boys up, the amount of space in here is incredible. I mean, this is like $900 a month in Boston for rent for an apartment. So we keep the tools in here. We keep power tools and stuff in the shop, but it opens on both sides, and it's just 10 times better than having the smaller toolbox down here. You can keep everything out of the elements. Cool feature that they put is this little rack up here, so you can store barrels up there. I don't think a wheelbarrow would fit up there, but you could put one up there probably. And that's about, I don't know, probably like 6 inches, 7 inches, I don't know. You got steps here going up to the truck so you can climb up. This is the only way you can climb up on the side of the truck. Other than that, it's extremely difficult to climb on the wheels of the truck. A lot of you guys, if you don't have steps on your truck, are probably, you know, putting your foot here and then climbing up. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Putting your foot here and then climbing up, which is tough to do because there's nothing really to grab onto. So as we go down the back of the truck, we got the automatic tarp here. This is the greatest thing to happen to this company. Guys love it. Makes riding in the 350 and the Switch and Go a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Really is a game changer. It's tough to avoid getting sliced and through it, because you really don't have any control of you know, you can't like move it around when you're putting the tarp on the truck, but you just have to pack it accordingly. So to get into the back of this thing, you got this. So that little piece there is what goes in here. I personally don't like the design, but it is what it is. So unlatch that, and then you pull down this lever here, and this will open. I'm doing it with one hand. And then you got the back of your truck. Lock off the side here. You got another one of these latches. I am really not a fan of these latches because they break very easily. So if you dump something, right? You dump something, it's gonna hit that. So you can come down and really lock this thing in place. I don't know, this one's bent a little. So you could lock it in place and do that. But they get really friggin' rusted and it's difficult to do it. So that's kind of a pain. This one's already broken. So like it like goes sideways and stuff. And, so that design, I wouldn't say is the best, but it is what it is. It works, but it's not the best. So this is the inside of the box. I think it's technically 14 yards, but if you're an experienced junk hauler, you're overloading your trucks a little bit. I opted in for the winch. So this thing's got a 12,000 pound capacity. You winch out, you winch stuff back in. We don't use it too often. We don't have the opportunity to use it too often. We've pulled up some bagsters with it. Pulled up a ride-on lawnmower, a couple big-ass snow blowers that never seen that size. But it's useful. I think it was only like 1,500 bucks, maybe $2,000. Definitely worth it. You got the slide-out ramp here, which is unbelievable, especially if you can get the truck positioned to kind of almost be like at the front door. And then you can get the ramp onto the front steps, the stoop there, and you're basically walking right onto the truck. Being able to walk heavier items up there is good. Being able to dolly stuff up there is great. Don't have that on either of the other two trucks, so that was a huge thing. Another thing I like about the back here is the lights are covered and the mud flaps are short, and if you're doing work, you have the option to pull them back and hang this on something. I don't know what you'd hang it on, but you can figure it out. The 350 mud flap, when we back over curbs and stuff to get closer to piles, they get ripped off not pretty often, but it's happened enough to be a pain in the ass. So the one thing about this truck, you can hear it, it's pretty thin metal. So you can see this kind of boat out there. I really make it a point for these guys to like take care of the truck, which is tough to do, but it's thin metal. Now I understand that the steel shortage is what it is. When I spoke to Lee about it, he was like, hey, at some point if the doors get super fucked up, you just call us, we'll send you new ones, heavier gauge. But for what they had at that time, this was it. You can almost see it's like super wavy. So like this compared to the doors on the Switch and Go, I'm not gonna go knock on them, but you can tell the difference. You can tell it by like standing next to it. But the truck runs awesome. It doesn't have anything to do with the body of it, but they did a great job with these bodies. I think the opening and closing of the doors could have been a better mechanism, but all of this stuff it's a work in progress. It's they're changing stuff constantly. I know that they're making them heavier gauge and they're changing things all the time. Like this they changed for me. Where is it? Right here is where the winch goes in. You plug it in right there. You can also plug something in there for a wireless one. So that used to be over on the front of that box there. So right between the lug and away, there's a box. The winch is on the other side of that. That's where you used to plug in the winch and use it, the very long cable on the winch control, but you would use it, you know, you're standing back here or whatever. It just seems extremely inconvenient, especially if you're climbing up on the toolbox often to do it. Like I said, we don't use it that often, but being able to just plug it in right here while you're standing here is good. And if I get a wireless one, you know, makes it even easier. I think the best feature about this is the ramp. Body comes up and down pretty quickly. My 350 has, you know, obviously a scissor hoist, power up, gravity down. So that body coming down is very slow. The switch and goes power up, power down, comes down very fast. This is power down, not as fast as the switch and go, but it does, it's faster than the 350. So, you know, this is where the body begins, right? So this is fixed to the chassis. So this part lifts up, and this toolbox obviously stays where it is. So honestly, that's kind of it about the truck. I mean, I love it. I wouldn't change it. Would I get another one? I think I'd get another one. If I didn't, it's because I'm interested in getting another switch and go to be able to maneuver cans around. That's for my situation. It's nothing to do with that body being, you know, not useful for junk removal. I think that body is probably one of the better bodies that I've seen for junk removal. The franchises, yes, they have, you know, specific build outs that they use, but from specific companies, and I've spoken to those guys in my New England area, costs basically the same. So dealing with JRA was fairly easy. I mean, there was the whole mix up of, not mix up, but the whole, I guess it's just a clusterfuck of getting the chassis and steel for the body. And there were some few paint issues with the body as well, with some bubbling that they squared away and everything. And they, you know, did everything the way it was supposed to, obviously. But as a junk removal truck and as a junk removal owner, someone that knows junk removal very, very well and still slangs out jobs today, I would say that this is a definite go for anybody who's looking to buy a junk removal truck. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive than probably your local dealer that can get you a rack body. I probably spent, I think, a little bit more than I did on my switch and go on the JRA truck, and that was only because like the cost of steel and everything was just rising and all that. But if I didn't, like, if I'm probably gonna get another truck on order at some point in the winter, so that come springtime I'll have something else. If I don't get a switch and go, I'm 100% getting a JRA truck. I'm not shopping. I wouldn't shop anywhere else. And the only reason for that is for getting a switch and go would be because, you know, I only have one truck that can pull the 4 dumpsters that we have. Not a huge problem right now, but as I get bigger, that's going to be an issue if it's just one truck that can move stuff around versus 2. I would get the iBox on the next switch and go, but if you don't need to get into offloading, or you're not interested in dropping cans at jobs and cleanouts and making things a little bit easier for the guys, and you're looking for a truck, JRA truck, 100%, stand behind it. Phenomenal truck. Small things that they have to work out, but it's not like if you got another truck, shit wouldn't break on it. Not that anything's broken on it, but it's just, you just got to learn the ins and outs of the truck. The doors on my 350 are always rusted. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm not going to like pay a bunch of money to fix that. Same with the switch and go. The physical door on some of those dumpsters, the barn doors I have, are more difficult to open than the one swinging gate. The barn doors, you have to actually lift the entire door when you're opening it, as it gets more kind of used and abused. So it kind of comes with the territory, but it is what it is. Fully stand behind that truck. Love that thing. And we put it to work when we got it. It's like, I mean, you probably go back and watch some of the videos. I mean, it's a little beat up on the outside. I mean, that thing has seen some shit in the Boston area. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, JunkCon, today's Monday, JunkCon's Wednesday. I'm driving down there. I'll be documenting stuff on the way down. I'll be documenting stuff at JunkCon. Stuff for us to reflect on when we get back. So I look forward to seeing all you guys there, and we'll see you next time.